What's going down, everybody? Jared, RedRacer video. Hey, today's video, I'm always looking for inspiration for videos, and they always just seem to come to me somehow. Today it came to me in a very unlikely way, however, and if you notice, I have a smile on my face and my spirits are fairly high. I have a lot of reasons to be super mad, but I'm not. So I'm happy. I'm proud of myself right now. But today's video, guys, I'm going to show you why, unless you really have like a lift or good ramps or you're like really prepared, I'm going to show you guys why oil changes are so expensive sometimes. I don't go to Jiffy Lube. I know there's guys who can go get their oil change cheap, but this is for like the guys who have turbo or big power, or they're just OCD about their cars, bought a performance car, want to run nice oil, want to change the oil, and don't want to go spend a ton of money. Couple things here. I run really expensive oil in my car. It's probably overly expensive, but for what I use and for what I do, it's what I want to run. I run Maxima Racing Oils RS 1040. I put this on there so that I knew it wasn't, so I knew it was old oil and I didn't reuse the oil, because this is where I pull the oil out of my catch can and dump it in here. But Maxima RS 1040 triple S or racing oil. So my oil changes are expensive. This oil is like 13 bucks a quart. My oil changes suck. But by the time you add labor on top of that and a filter, and I run, real quick guys, I'll show you. I run the AC Delco. It's the 64R, which is for racing. It's like a high performance filter. That's the filter I run. So, having said that, I'm not good at this stuff. And today I just decided I wanted to change my own oil. I don't know, I wanted to have a little moment with my son. Carter, say hi.
Hi.
I wanted to teach Carter how to change oil on a car. He's maybe never gonna do it. I've only changed my oil a few times. I usually have JDP do it. But today I thought, I'm gonna save a few bucks, have a little father-son moment, teach him how to change the oil. Well, let me show you how that's going so far. There's a few things you're gonna have to consider. I've got these little race ramps, right? And like 12 different wrenches, because I didn't know which one was gonna take my drain plug out, because I'm dumb. If you notice, I got a whole bunch of oil under my car, so let's talk about this. What happened was, after I cut a bunch of pieces of wood and used a brick in conjunction with my ramps to get my car up on the ramps, that was a lot of fun. Here you go, here's my little makeshift ramp device. That's how I had to do it. Yeah, it was like that. So that's how I got it up on the ramps, so that my car wouldn't rub. Then I proceeded to pull out my oil filter, or my oil plug. Come around here and show you that. And the container that I was using, even though it's enough capacity, and I'll have to show you when it's not under the car, but the valley in it's only like this deep. So pretty quickly that became full and it was not taking oil in fast enough. So about half the oil came out all over the floor of my garage. Big dummy. That's just kind of what I do. So we ran to the store and got a bigger oil container with a much deeper valve. You can see that's like 3 times as deep. And this one will hold 24 quarts. So this will hold way more than I need. We also, as a result of my stupidity, here's my seat harness, or my seat belts, my new harnesses that one day I'll run. Had to go buy some of this stuff. So by the time I bought all this stuff and did all this stuff, I might as well have just paid JDP the money to change my flipping oil. But I wanted to have a father-son moment. I wanted to teach my kid how to do this. So what do? But man, there's a reason oil changes are expensive. I know it seems like super simple and everybody's like, oh, it's just an oil change. And yeah, guys, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys watching this that are like, man, this guy's a real idiot. Changing your oil is easy. And you're right, it is, or it should be. But I don't do it very often. I've never put this car up on ramps before. And I've never dumped the oil out into a container of this one before. And that container I got from my late father when he passed and my mom passed. And it said on there 10 quarts. I knew 10 quarts was coming out. But that wasn't why we had the problem. It was because it came out so fast. There's enough oil, it's all in there and it's fine, and there's still room in there for more oil because half of it's on the garage floor. But yeah. So next time you pay for an oil change and you're like, man, this oil change is expensive because you run expensive oil or you go to a shop like I do or whatever, consider that you didn't have to lay on the ground, get filthy, dump oil all over the floor of your garage, drive to Napa or AutoZone, we call it VatoZone where I'm from, pick up the oil absorbent that you're gonna have to now dump all over your floor and then sweep up, and buy a new container for your oil. All those things considered, I should have just paid somebody else to change my oil. So I'm gonna hand the camera off to my man Carter. Carter, say hi again.
Hi.
He's gonna be my cameraman for a minute, and I'm just gonna climb under the car, show you guys a couple more real quick things. Today's video is more of just like a vlog. It's not really informational. It's not really going to show you guys any good skills. You're not really going to get any good information. But maybe next time you get ready to think, should I change my own oil? You'll be like, oh no, man, I remember that one dummy made a huge mess of his garage and had to buy a bunch of stuff, and it was hard to get the car up on a ramp because the car's so low, and yada, yada, yada. Man, I wish I just would have paid somebody else to do this. But here we go. I'm going to give the phone to Carter now. Carter, dude, he's killing the pajama game right now.
No, look at him. Look at him.
I told him to go get some pants on that he could get filthy and he didn't care about, and these are the ones his mom put on.
Look at him. Look away.
No, back off. Come on, show him, dude. Stand back there and model for me. Do a pose. That's not a pose. That's just standing there looking weird. You got to spin around or something. That's just even weirder. Spin around for me.
All right, guys, this is the real RedRacer star. I'm going to watch my dad clean this mess up that he made. He spilled oil when he was trying to put more oil in there.
No, it's not. I was taking the oil out. I just made my mess. Fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat. I have a way of making the easy things hard. It's just what I do. Don't worry about the camera guy that keeps sniffing, guys. My son doesn't believe in blowing his nose. He just likes to sniff all the time.
Yeah, right.
So it's really quite simple. You just pull the drain plug and take off the oil filter. So it's not like changing your oil is hard. It's just kind of a pain if your car's not off the ground. So it's really like the next time I'm confident I won't dump oil on the floor. But this time obviously I really kind of screwed the pooch.
That's what the oil leaks look like.
Yep. That's what Big Dum Dum looks like. Oh, another fun fact. Because I have twin turbos under here, it's really difficult to get the oil filter out. It would also help if I didn't have my sunglasses on like a dork.
Take them off.
Oh, I'm wondering why I couldn't see anything.
I have on Christmas pajama pants. He has on sweats.
No, Chancho, I would never leave you. I just need to borrow some sweats.
I will never leave you. I just need to borrow some sweats.
So again, somebody else that had the car off the ground, this would all be so much simpler. But in typical Jared fashion, I make the easy stuff semi-difficult. Before you put your filter on, you should fill your filter with oil so that it's not empty when the car starts, because otherwise it would have to fill this up, and you'd be surprised. It'll take, like, I've already put a half a quart of oil in this filter, so always a good idea. Next thing you want to do, put a little oil around the edge of your gasket. I already looked at the old one to make sure that the gasket came off. It's the other thing you might want to try, because a lot of times the gasket will stay on, and then you'll put the new one on and you'll have two gaskets and all the oil will push out, and so you'll either burn your car up or you'll just have a big mess on your floor, much like the one I already have. Can you slow down, you little hood rat?
Wow.
Dude. Nothing pisses me off worse than stupid kids speeding down my street.
Yeah, hey, you actually didn't take that too bad in the video.
Final step, 10 of these. That's right, 10. These cars take a lot of oil, so put 10 of these in. And we will be done. One more thing. I like to let that sit there for a second, drip all the oil out, but catch cans. If you guys have catch cans, and you should, almost any car, anybody watching this video pretty much should have a catch can, probably. Because most of you guys probably are into what I'm into. I have two catch cans, that one, and then we've actually got the Mighty Mouse vented catch can down here too to help us with crankcase pressure and stuff. So I've already drained this. This one just on the bottom, just got a knob you just twist off. And then this one, the whole bottom base, you just grab it and turn it and it comes off. I didn't show you guys that, but I just remembered. I emptied these the other day actually, so I know they're empty. But yeah, catch cans, if you do your oil changes, it's always a good idea to remind yourself and do that while you're doing it. So we're about ready to fire it up, check the oil level. Okay, Should be good. I got a little over 10 quarts in there because I've got turbos. So we put a little extra in because some of the oil goes down in the turbos. I think that's on tight. Notice my cap is weird. Scavenge pump runs oil from down in the turbos up that line and then dumps it back into where your oil fill would be. So that's it, guys. I'm looking at my watch here, 3:55. I'm pretty sure we started this a little before 1, like 12:30 or so. So yeah, that was a 3.5 hour ordeal because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Here's my here's the aftermath. I had to use a saw. I had to go buy a new container. I had to use bricks. I had to use oil absorbent because I dumped 4 quarts of oil. Well, maybe not 4 quarts, but there was a lot. I needed to use a broom. I got every wrench I had because I didn't know what size it would take. My oil filter wrench. All my oil. A pink bike helmet. I'm not sure why that's there. Carter was over here eating the snacks because it got really boring for him. But we're ready to go. We're ready to start it up. Carter!
What?
Come start my car.
What?
Come start my car.
Okay.
Okay. Dude, I'm loving it. Pink scooter, Christmas pants.
You little stinker.
Let's go, dude. Fire it up. You know how to do it? Get in there.
Give me the keys.
The keys are already in there. You don't need the keys. Well, you need them, but you don't have to put them in. Okay, here's what you're going to do.
Take the keys.
No, leave the key in there. I told you you don't need the key, Shimodo. Press that start button and hold it. Hold it down. Hold it. Hold it. Don't let go until I tell you. I don't know if that matters, but we did it anyway. Okay, man. Moment of truth. Now here's what you're going to do next. You ready?
Yeah.
You're going to push your foot on the brake. You're not holding it down, are you? There you go. Don't turn the wheel. Don't turn the wheel. Oil pressure come up. Yeah, buddy. Oil pressure's up. See if any oil's puking out of the bottom of the car. No. Good job, dude. We did it. That noise is a scavenge pump. It should run for 30 seconds after you shut the car off, but it doesn't. The relay AGP gave us does not work. We've tried different relays. It still doesn't work. So, I don't know. There's something else happening. Perks of turbos. There's the aftermath.
We did it, guys.
So what did it take for me to change my oil in my garage? Some 2x4s that I had to cut multiple times, a brick, ramps that are too big for my car, a creeper that I didn't get to use because I'm a fatty, an oil container that didn't work very good and dumped all of this oil all over the ground, some oil absorbent that I had to go buy, another oil container that I will use next time I change my oil, and yes, believe it or not, I will try it again. And I used about 10 and a quarter quarts because the car's turbo. But hey, Carter, what did you learn today about changing your oil?
Ask someone else.
You're a punk.
You're a punk.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you watching this edition of RedRacer video. This was, like I say, a very impromptu video that I just ended up making to show you guys how terrible I am with stuff like this, and to maybe make you appreciate a little better what you pay for your oil changes when you go to get oil changes, especially if you run expensive oil like I do, anywhere from $11 to $13 a quart, depending on exactly which oil you run. And man, I don't know what your guys' time is worth, but like I say, it's like 5:30 now. I did end up cleaning my garage and doing a bunch of stuff because I made a mess. I'm gonna leave my absorbent on the floor for the rest of the night, and then I'll worry about that later. Sweep it up tomorrow after it's absorbed all the stuff. But There's a lot more that goes into this than you guys think, and when you go and pay for an oil change, you don't really necessarily think about all the time that'll be involved and the tools you might have to buy and the oil absorbent you might have to buy and getting your car up off the ground. If you guys have a better way to get your cars raised up off the ground, better ramps than I do, things like that, obviously it's going to be easier. But for me, man, that was a pain in my butt. The biggest thing I have, or the most valuable asset I have in my life at this point, is time. And I used a lot of time today on an oil change. So going forward, I don't know. I might do my next oil change, I might not. With all the stuff I end up buying today, I kind of have to now, but I definitely need to figure out a better way to get the car up in the air easier. If I could just drive up on some ramps and get under the car a little easier and some things like that, that would help me out a lot. Next time won't be as bad. Maybe I'll record it next time to see if I redeem myself, but oil changes, not as simple as one might think. So for the biggest pain in the butt oil change you guys have ever watched, and I hope you guys got a laugh making fun of me and my son in our goofy outfits.
No, I'm handsome.
He's handsome.
He's goofy. Look at his pants.
That's messed up, dude. My pants don't look that bad. Thanks for watching, guys. Jared, Red Racer video. I'll catch you guys on another one.